According to an article written at Yale, fertility rates among women in Flint who drank lead-contaminated water dropped by 12%. Fatal deaths increased by 58%. Since 2014, Flint, Michigan has been without clean water due to the water source being switched to a cheaper source at the expense of its people's safety. It's important to be educated and aware of the situation and what they're experiencing so that we can help them fix it. If we aren't aware of what's happening, how can we ever help them change it? I first heard about the Flint water crisis a couple years ago, and I did further research to understand exactly what happened and why. Today I will explain why the pipeline was switched and how it affected the people of Flint. First, why the pipeline was switched. 5 years ago, the pipeline was switched from Detroit to the Flint River. Soon after, they realized the water was dangerous. According to CNN, on April 16, 2013, on the City Council's recommendation, Andy Dillon, the state treasurer, authorizes Flint to make the switch to the Flint River water. This was due to trying to save money. In 2014, the switch of the Flint River was made. 4 months later, they realized that the water was contaminated with fecal coliform bacteria, and it was unsafe for people to drink. According to CNN's timeline, almost a year later, Flint City Council members vote 7-1 to stop using river water and reconnect with Detroit. However, state-appointed emergency manager Jerry Ambrose overrules the vote, calling it incomprehensible, claiming that cost would skyrocket and that water from Detroit is no safer. This is denying all evidence that the water was much safer, because before the pipeline was switched, there were no counts of lead poisoning. Next, I'll talk about how the people of Flint were affected. The people of Flint have been without clean water for 5 years now, and as I said before, the fatal death rate has increased by 58%. According to Melissa Dinchok, findings reported in September 2015 by Flint pediatrician Mona Hanna, the incidence of elevated blood lead level in children citywide had nearly doubled since 2014, and in some cities nearly tripled. As Hannah noted, lead is one of the most damning things you can do to a child. In their entire life course. In Flint, nearly 9,000 children were supplied lead-contaminated water. According to Perry Rugart, an estimated 140,000 individuals were exposed to lead and other contaminants in the drinking water. Hundreds of thousands of people were affected by this water. Children are facing illnesses that will affect them for the rest of their lives, and they're facing mortality rates. In conclusion, I've gone over what happened in Flint and how it's affected the people. Since 2014, the people of Flint have been without clean water due to the city switching sources at the expense of its people's safety. We have to be educated about this in order to help the people of Flint get the clean water they need.